Hey, welcome to this week's episode of the Margin Max Minute. I'm Paul Ayers, the Fit Professional One, and today I want to briefly talk about what do we do to ensure that our business is fit. In my book recently, Funding Your Future Beyond Banks, Chapter 3 talks about sound business fundamentals. Today I want to talk about your measures. And with those, the specific item I want to reference is understanding what the proper and target magnitude of each one of your measurements should be. It's really interesting to note that many companies will measure. However, they won't spend a lot of time deciding what the actual values or target values of those measures should be. In some cases, we have measures that should have high values, like we want revenue. In other measures, we'll want low values. For instance, in a unit cost, we'll want to drive a unit cost typically as low as we can do it for the specific target offering that we're trying to do. So what really is the message today? The message is to understand the activities that drive a specific magnitude of a target measure that's important to your organization to reach its goals. I want you to focus this week on one particular measure that you consider absolutely critical path in nature to your organization achieving its objectives. On that particular measure, I want you to think about the magnitude. I want you to challenge whether that magnitude is appropriate for what you're trying to do. And I want you to take a look at the actual values of that measure over time if you've been fortunate enough to measure it for some period of time. This gives you great insight. What we want to do then over that historical time is to take a look at what actions happened and what was the result of those actions and what happened to the magnitude of the measure. If in fact you did a lot of different initiatives and the measure didn't move much, we can reasonably assume that those particular actions are not tightly correlated to moving that measure. So if you find yourself in this particular instance, I want you to challenge what those activities are and propose some new activities that you think, when executed properly, will move the particular measure where it needs to go in order to get the magnitude that makes the positive difference. You'll be surprised how often this task is overlooked because of habitual learning and performance over time. It's really a good exercise to go back into your primary measures and challenge what's going on. Challenge the impact of the activities that are taking place to try to move those measures and make changes to get even better performance. Here's another one. Sometimes we reach theoretical manufacturing maximums. In other words, the world in different ways, it might be our machine vendor, it might be employees, it might be capacity constraints, start to tell us that there's no more ability to move a particular measure beyond where it is. That, I want to tell you, needs to be challenged immediately, even if it requires a complete retool of a process, of a production line, of whatever's going on. Because if you sit on that particular success, really, reaching manufacturing theoretical maximums of a process or a machine line, you're literally going to become instantly vulnerable for all your competition trying to leapfrog that particular technology and process in order to get gains on that particular measure that are indeed better than what you're enjoying at that point in time. So that's the message. When we challenge, we can't do everything at once. Pick one at a time, one measure, and do this kind of a deep dive to really understand what the opportunities are, make the change, and get after it. So I wish you the very best with that. If you find yourself with some challenge, you're welcome to contact me at paul@thefitprofessional1.com and sign up for a no-charge consult, and we'll see how we can align to help each other meet our mutual goals. With that, again, I wish you success this week. It's time for me to get to work.